Welcome to the Abuki Cabal Show.
What's happening, fellas? I came across an interesting dilemma the other day while I was on Facebook. Brother posed a question in the group. Goes a little something like this. Can you be a big girl, 300 pounds plus, and still be sexy? I submit to you that you cannot. There's nothing about a 300 pound plus black female that is sexy. You probably can't find clothes, lingerie. Your hair probably doesn't look good on your head because your head is bigger than your hair can actually encompass. I've seen this. I know you guys have seen it too. It seems to be, excuse me, a movement to, I guess, let these women feel as if, as long as they subjectively feel beautiful inside, that we should see them as beautiful, even though they're 300 plus pounds. I can't do that. I just can't. So, as I spoke with one young lady, she had a beautiful face. Too much makeup. Looked a little jokerish. But I asked her, because she put up a whole bunch of pictures of her. I mean, her arms are huge. Probably the size of a big 10-year-old's thighs. And I mean, it wasn't proportionate. Didn't look good unless she was like strapped up or something. She put pictures up. She had, pictures of her on a motorcycle, and she looked sexy on a motorcycle, but she's a big girl. I'm talking about a big girl now. She's lost a lot of weight now. So now she's got used to be big girl-itis. And she came at me real rough, not feminine at all. She's telling me that my package must be small because I can't appreciate a woman with an ass that's probably 100 pounds per cheek, not counting the rest of her. I mean, the actual physical act of having to peel all of that up to get to her, to be intimate with her, is not visually or mentally acceptable to me. I didn't go into all of that, but she came at me real crass, real sassy. Told me my package didn't work, must be little. Things like that, like Kevin says, the usual shaming techniques that women come at you with while they negate, or attempt to negate the information that's placed in front of them. So, like I said, I digress. She says that however she feels is how the rest of us should look at her. She's beautiful inside. So I said, okay. I asked her, I said, well, is beauty not objective? Like the saying says, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. So So she said, she doesn't care about what people think about her as long as she feels that she's beautiful. I would put her pictures up here, but I don't want to be I don't want to be an ass, But her viewpoints were so far beyond reality that it was ridiculous. So then the other females, the other used to be big girls who came to the rescue, or the ones who just they're the rah-rah girls, the cheerleaders who say basically, however, whatever the fuck she's putting out there, however she looks, she's beautiful. I don't give a shit if she has an ear on top of her head, a chin that's sideways, and one eye with a patch on it. She's beautiful. That's what they want us to believe, or they try to shame us into accepting, I even saw one where it was a huge chick, and she said, you guys accept the women who have, liposuction and, all this other junk, but you don't accept natural bodies. My God, if you could have saw this picture. It's ridiculous. And the reason for this, fellas, is because it's laziness. It's laziness. It's truly the depravity of take me as I am. I shouldn't have to exercise. I shouldn't care what the man who may choose me to be in a relationship or to be married, I shouldn't have to do nothing. He should just take me as I am. So then when I proposed this, then the next thing was, well, what if she doesn't want to be married? Jesus. It's not healthy. Why are you putting it out there that it should be acceptable for this woman to be 300 some pounds? So then, I had a friend of mine ask me, okay, well, this woman here is sexy, in the picture. She has a pretty face. But that's it. It's preposterous for us to not take into account that a woman who is 300 some odd pounds, even if she's proportionate, where do you buy your clothes? Where do you buy your underwear? How do you walk in heels and think that they will not collapse underneath your feet? They're not made for a person that big. Not to mention your knees, your joints. That shit's uncomfortable. So then they start talking, it's always the double. Well, what about me? And a man can carry 200 and some odd pounds, even get close to 300 pounds and still be proportionate depending on if he works out. Now, I wouldn't recommend it, but he damn sure ain't gonna look like he has to sew together 2 bed sheets, to make clothes. When you start seeing your girl going out in a whole bunch of capes and shit and ponchos and all that type of shit, look, that is for them to hide what they claim is not a problem. So when we look at it from a realistic perspective and we say, hey, that's just not cool, and we try to support you in trying to get back right, we become demonized. Black men can't say nothing without being demonized. And you can't say nothing to a black woman without her being the victim. If you don't choose her because she's fat, she's the victim. What about the man who's married to a woman that big? Is he not a victim? They have a whole show about this. My 600-Pound Life. You guys got to watch that show. You sit up and you watch that show and you look at the mental issues that are behind a woman who is that big. They stress eat. They can't, deal with whatever psychological problems that they're dealing with. Maybe they were, raped in the past. Maybe there was something that happened where they are eating to make themselves less attractive so that they can not be, subjected to the same issues that scarred them in the first place. That's just one issue. Like I said, I'm not a mental health professional. The science is there. The science is there. And I'm going to go over a little bit of that. I'm not going to go very deep into it, but I'm just going to show you some of the titles of some of this. I mean, it's not rocket science, ladies. It's not. I mean, the role of body size in mate selection among African American young adults. There it is. There it is. I mean, they did studies on this stuff. It's not something that we're just pulling out of our tails and saying that this is a factor. Now, the study in the first sentence says a profusion of studies have demonstrated that body size is a major factor in mate selection for both men and women. The particular role played by weight, however, has been subject to some debate, particularly with respect to the types of body sizes deemed most attractive. Okay? So if you want to read this, I'll put this, I'll put a link to this, in the description, and you guys can kind of check this out. Okay, I'm going to go to another one. Here's another article here. Research into the correlation between beauty and body size shows that women are the harshest judges and the harshest judged. Okay? Now, Kevin Samuels has gone over some of this too, and they questioned his sources because he used blackdemographics.com, but blackdemographics.com pulls, and references information from other scientific resources, but if you just go on face value and you just go Google, is blackdemographics.com a reputable source, which I've seen some folks do. But if you go to the site and then you look at the reference materials, at the bottom, what's cited at the bottom of the paper, you'll see these are reputable sources. Okay? So, again, summary. In assessing attractiveness, females judge men and women with higher BMI as less attractive. A new research study concludes, additionally, men do not judge a man with a higher weight negatively, but still see heavier women as less attractive. This is the first study of its kind to assess the relationship between gender, BMI, and the notion of attractiveness, providing insight into associated wage inequality. But Black women will have you believe that your weight is insignificant. Her weight is insignificant. But science disagrees. Interesting, isn't it? So you bring this up, and what do you get? Anecdotal evidence. I see men all the time with heavy women, so I should be able to be heavy. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever tried to buy for a woman who's, big, Women tend to have, lower self-esteem, when they're bigger, and they take it out on the men. I mean, you can't go out and go buy clothes for your woman. She puts things on and then she's all pissed off about putting it on. You struggle to go buy shit that looks good for them. So why put yourself through that? That's why men select women who are smaller. 6, 7, 8s, 9s, you know? Not 16s, 18s, 20s, extra larges. And there's a reason for it. It's because we have a genetic predisposition to not find that attractive. It's not rocket science, ladies. So I'm going to move on to the next article. The most attractive female body to men, and probably everyone else too. Interesting read. You guys check it out. I'm gonna put the the links down there for you guys to check out. Ladies too, if you frequent my page. But it's the facts. I know it looks bad, tastes bad, but you gotta eat it because it's medicine. You need this medicine. I'm just trying to get you where you want to be in life, and that's happy. The stress of being big, this affects the jobs that you get. How people look at you on a day-to-day basis. Things like this affect how you're treated socially. Socially accepted norms are important. You can act like they aren't, but they're important. And we as men, we are going to gravitate towards what is attractive to us, not what is attractive to you in your mind and in your mental maze about which you subject us to all of this mental trauma dealing with your unhappy asses. We're not going to deal with that. I've given you 3 sources. If you don't like what I'm saying, please send me something that says that fat is good for women. I will read it and I will consider it. I will look at it from an objective point of view. I will not put my subjective viewpoints in it. I will assess it properly. And I'll have a discussion with you. So I'm putting it out there. I'm open-minded about this subject. I am more than willing to discuss this with you if you feel like I'm wrong with this. But I'm sorry, I'm not. I'm not wrong. If you want to defend that hill, then you go ahead and you do it. Guys, I just don't know. I don't know how we got here to where we're defending this type of shit. Let me stop cussing. I want to interfere with my views here. But I mean, it's frustrating to have to deal with this type of stuff. Ladies, the lies have got to stop. You're lying to yourself. And you're lying to us and telling us, accept the lie, shaking us violently, making us trying to force us to swallow the lie, the big lie, that being fat is okay. Being fat is beautiful. You guys, keep running with me. I'm trying to put content out here that is important to us, and my take on it. Just to make you think a little bit. About the things that are put before us that don't pass the smell test. Shout out to my favorite channel, Kevin Samuels. Still undefeated. Still finishing her every night. Excellent content. Excellent. Shout out to BGS. Swooping down with all of that mental meat for us to consume. Shout out to Green Gorilla, Art New Style, IBMOR, and the Bullpen. You guys check us out. So where we go and we discuss topics that are important to men. A few women get in there too, occasionally. Don't come with that mess though. Y'all please like, share, and subscribe. Keep following the channel.
You are listening to Abuki Cabal, the analytical savage.
Peace out, bros.
I feel like a motherless child, a long way from home. A long way from